Okay, folks, can I have everyone's attention, please? People are going to be filtering in, obviously, but in the spirit of keeping things relatively on track, we're going to get started. Again, I want to thank PGA of America for hosting the reception. I also want to acknowledge what a great afternoon it's been so far. We're going to finish very strong. We have a great session even to end the day, but we're going to get started on the one right now on the globalization of America's game. I'm going to turn things over to Managing Editor Austin Karp.
Thank you, Jim. Hope everybody enjoyed the break. Chocolate strawberries, always for the win, so hope everyone got to try those. So the globalization of America's game. Obviously, the NFL, an incredible behemoth here in the United States, but when they look abroad, maybe there's a little envious of what the sports of basketball, soccer, maybe even cricket might have globally. So they started this global marketing program, and to help us give a little insight into how that program has been succeeding, we have Maggie Giraldi from the Bears and Jennifer Entenmann from United. Thank you for joining us and talking about this. Maggie, I want to start with you. You guys have rights in the United Kingdom and Spain right now. The program started in around 2022, but you guys have been going over to the United Kingdom in particular way before that. I'm talking about 1986, the American Bowl at Wembley. So I want you to talk about how you laid the groundwork for that and how you have been laying the groundwork for more Bears fandom, specifically in the UK.
Yeah, absolutely. So you hit it right on the head, Austin. I think we were inadvertently laying the groundwork. I don't know that we had that intention in 1986, but for those of you that remember or were around for that, that was the Super Bowl championship team that went over there. So we had superstars like Walter Payton, William Refrigerator Perry, the likes of those names, as you can see here on the slide, and really went over there as an exhibition game against the Cowboys, and it turned into a media circus, which is great. We always love that, right? But you can see here just some of those cameras in the background. Media was obsessed with the size of the fridge, as we all are, and it kind of just took off from there, right? And really laid that groundwork of building those generational fans. You'll walk down Regent Street in London and you'll see a Perry jersey, which is just so jarring to see, right? You're in a completely different country across the Atlantic, and you see that, and it's great. It's great for our brand, and it's great for those fans to still have that connection to us. So to go back in 2011 and play, obviously in 2019, and then last year, being a home team in the GMP market was fantastic in 25. So we're really now taking a more strategic effort, right? And really making a grassroots effort and connecting with our fans. We aren't going out there and slapping logos on billboards and buses and things of that nature. We're really starting at that grassroots level and making sure that those fans are being educated on the game of football. It's different, right, than what they're used to. Teaching the game, encouraging the game with some of our clinic-based programs, and then Girls Flag, as we know, is just taking off, obviously, here in the United States, but also, overseas, and really just fueling and amplifying those programs and building those younger fans of all walks of life, genders, ages, et cetera. So it's been really great to see those decades-long approach.
No, I love how the teams and leagues have really gotten behind Flag to amplify the sport. They're not saying that's not our game. Football is football, and they really lead into that. Jen, United Airlines, obviously Chicago-based. You're not new to the Bears. This partnership goes back around 50 years. But when this program started back in 2022, you all saw an opportunity to increase your presence with the Bears. What did you see as far as business opportunities there?
Yeah, so our interest is on both sides of the pond, really. London is a key hub in our Atlantic network. We've got 20 flights a day this summer that span across all of our domestic hubs. The most flights to Heathrow from New York and from the East Coast as a whole, so a lot of capacity there. We have an inherent challenge in our business to the UK in that United doesn't have a built-in UK-based partner. So some of our US competitors have UK-based carriers that they get that built-in traffic, built-in visibility for. So we've got a little bit of a challenge there, and it was a really efficient way for us to expand and leverage our partnership with the Bears to make an impact in the UK. On the US front, we're really focused on earning and building brand loyal fans. So one of the most important ways we do that through our sponsorships is really tapping into that avid fandom and cultural moments like this, and the Bears playing in London is really important to Bears fans, and we have a really unique way to be able to add value to that. So again, kind of tapping into that excitement, bringing something into the mix that enhances the fan experience is a great way to build our brand and continue to align with Bears fans.
I want to drill down specifically into last season's game. The Bears have been over to the UK 3 times since the Global Markets program started, but last season was your first as the home team. What specifically did both sides do to take advantage of being the home team in the UK this time?
Sure. So on the Bears side, obviously just having those GMP rights was different. So what the NFL afforded us was Team Pub. Obviously, you can't be in London without visiting a pub, as we all know. So we branded out a pub for multiple days that was open to the public. Any fan could wait in line and get in there. And we had alumni programming, mascots, giveaways. Beer was flowing, as you all know. So really great way for our fans who traveled over there to connect with the team, right? We also had hospitality was a huge part of that, and obviously United was a very helpful partner in that way, in making sure that we're getting our top suite holders, corporate partners, everyone that we wanted to bring over to experience that game. Jen and her team and everyone at United was fantastic in making sure that was a wonderful experience from start to finish, taking off at O'Hare, right, and coming back after the game. We also did a lot of community efforts with our CR team, and we had a No Room for Racism event that we partnered with Tottenham and some of their football over in London, their alumni as well, just to make sure we're still showing up in the community. So a lot of things happening. Merch collabs was another huge piece and focus for us. There was a collaboration with New Era as well as Mitchell and Ness, and they partnered with a local Acid FC, which is a local artist there in London, to create a soccer type of jersey that fans went crazy for. The line sold out at Mitchell and Ness, and the line to get in was around the block. So kudos to our marketing team for putting that together. So a lot of things going on. It's still kind of a blur, 7 months later, but it was fantastic. So we're excited to take our learnings and apply that to the next time that we're there.
Jen, we've seen some of the images on the slides, what you all were able to do and how you activated. How did you lean into it?
Yeah, we were really excited to lean in 2 main fronts, one on the network side. So we have 2 daily departures from Chicago to London every day. We're actually able to add 2 additional round trips on the peak travel days before the game and after the game. Those flights, Bears fans, of course, travel very well. Those flights were nearly full, 97% full on the 2 additional departures that we added to London. And we really wanted to lean in. We have a unique opportunity to really add something and facilitate the Bears fandom and being able to travel to London. So we made sure that the party and the celebration started before they even touched down in London, and really leaned into some gate celebrations. You can see here some of the fun giveaways that we handed out. We had photo opportunities and just really fun gate celebration that allowed the Bears community to come together and really kick off the long weekend at the airport before they even left Chicago.
How long was the prep work for all this? Was it once the NFL schedule came out, or did you already know going in, hey, this is going to happen?
Well, officially, it was when the game was announced, yes. But so it was probably about 8 months worth of planning, because there's the business side of it as well, but you also have to remember there's the football side and that whole operation and moving a home game across the Atlantic, and there's
a lot of personnel, yeah.
Exactly, the playing field, the locker room, how the team moves, their practice facility, where they stay, meal prepping, recovery, all of that. So it really was impressive. On both sides, business and football, just being able to move those operations overseas. And kudos to the NFL league office, both in the UK and in New York City, of just having that blueprint for us. As you can imagine, it's a very lengthy checklist to do over, a 5-6 month period. And they're very thorough and detailed, so it helped us just, have some ease and confidence that we weren't forgetting anything, making sure it's very seamless for our players, as well as obviously for our fans. We want to make sure they have an enjoyable experience. It's still our brand, whether it's our home stadium or not. We want to make sure everyone from top to bottom has a great experience.
You talk about coordination with the league. Was that weekly? Was it monthly? When you get close, is it daily?
Yeah, a lot of site visits, which was great. Thank you, Jen, for getting us over there for those. Absolutely. I feel towards the end it was daily, video calls with both members from the UK office and the league office, created some really great relationships. That's a very bonding experience, right? As some of the activation folks in the audience know, just that event prepping. So it was fantastic, and we really leaned heavily on them to just make sure every T was crossed and I was dotted. So it was great.
I have a question here from the audience. It's kind of interesting. So how does the NFL's or your efforts specifically differ from somebody like the NBA, which plays games abroad? Because you don't have a lot of UK players, so you can't. Are you leaning into? What do you lean into differently, I guess, because you don't have those international players when you're taking them abroad?
Sure. Again, it goes back to the grassroots effort that we're doing with Mini Monsters and Girls Flag. We really make a concerted effort to try to bring our current players over to the UK or to Spain. For example, we brought Tremaine Edmonds to Spain a few years back, and with Girls Flag. Obviously, he participated in some of the clinics and games, but we took him on a media tour, and the media there really took to that. And he was on a show that was basically, you can equate it to the Jimmy Fallon show. And so he went on that night, and then the next day in the subway on the street, everyone's like, that's the American football player, that's the guy, that's Tremaine. So we're really trying to bring those guys over and make sure they have a voice, and following them on social media throughout the day, right? Walking through London, experiencing the sights and sounds. They're humans too, right? Athletes are humans too, so we want to make sure we show that side of them and make that connection to the folks that live there.
What can people in the crowd who are on the team side, what can Americans working in those sports teams learn from London, Europe, international, and maybe how they operate differently? What was maybe a surprise there?
Good question. I would say, just the passion over there, just in sports in general, and especially in that UK market. It really, we didn't see a difference of, that's American football, or that's soccer, that's rugby, etc. It's a celebration of sports in general, which was nice to see, and just the passion behind it. And once you have a team, you have your team scarf or your jersey on, they're in it. They're not bopping around. And it's great to see when we went over to London, just all the different clubs represented. There were, Vikings jerseys, there were Jaguars jerseys. I hate to say it, there were some Packers jerseys. But it was an awesome sight to see where they've really bought in, to that culture and leaning into it.
Jen, there are 9 NFL teams that have marketing rights now in the UK. It's not even, the biggest country. I think there are something like 11 in Germany and 10 with Mexico. Does it give you any sort of pause from the brand side that there may be, too many teams in one particular country?
I don't think so. I think it's about leveraging coming into the market in an authentic way and in a way that adds value to the growing fan base there. I think the Bears, already have a head start, as Maggie talked about, so it's been really exciting to see that generational fandom continue in the UK. And when we and the team can add value to what people are experiencing, what they're looking for to learn about American football, I think is really helps it be a positive experience. Any worry about glut in the market?
I don't think so. Every team is different. Every team has its own culture and vibe, and they show up in different ways. So from our standpoint, we welcome it. We want, first and foremost, for the fans to be fans of the NFL and American football, and then from there, parsing that out, right, with the team. So I guess any fanfare is good fanfare in our market.
What's the biggest learning from the time in the UK that you'll now take into Spain as you try to grow that market? Because the NFL has said Spain's a market we want to play in.
Yes, we're doing it right now. Right, in 25, we'll be launching a girls' flag program in Spain, I believe in the fall. So we know that it's very successful in the UK. We're doing that year-round every year. It's not just in the years that we're playing over there, whether we're home or away, and really making that authentic, consistent touch point. So we will be bringing that over to Spain, and we hope to see the same success that we had in the UK.
What's maybe an effort that you all wanted to try or achieve that maybe didn't work out as you were doing, this effort in the UK in particular?
Jen's going to laugh, but I need those flight numbers to be changed and customized to 1920 or 1985, so we'll be asking for that.
I got the flight designated with the call sign of Bear Force One, and I don't know what else she expects from me. But
trademark
we'll see,
it,
we'll see
copyright
what we
that.
can do.
Any issues, I guess, with, any hurdles with the consumer products space?
I don't think so. Again, with those collaborations that we did, those were so successful, and we'll continue to build upon those. We know those limited lines and drops, that really resonates with, that age demographic of fans. So we'll continue to lean into that, obviously working hand in hand with the NFL, and hopefully we can continue to expand upon that even more so.
Jen, a question for you. How does a brand like United hold all of their team partners accountable for bringing new and innovative assets to the table versus marginal change in each year-over-year deal that gets done?
Yeah, I think one of the most important ways that we look at our partnerships as, and especially with the Bears, as truly business partners. So I mentioned the challenge that we face in the UK and not having kind of that built-in visibility and traffic through other partners in the UK, and so it's great to be able to bring that challenge to the Bears and really kind of have a productive conversation about how we can build a platform together that will be welcome and appreciated with the UK office and or with the UK audience, and really be able to make an impact, a measurable impact on our business. So we love to think of our partners as business partners and sharing the challenges that we face and really working collaboratively to build platforms and solutions that help us make an impact on our business.
Flag football, 2028 Olympics, do you think it's only going to help grow everything you all have been doing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're excited to see that. It's just a huge rush. I know here in the state of Illinois that I think within the last 3 years just totally exploded, and obviously across the country. So that's a really exciting that it'll be in the Olympics on that world stage. It can only go up from here.
And with the best that American football has to offer too.
Yes.
Great.
All right, last question to get you out of here on this. If you had one piece of advice or multiple pieces of advice for the people in the crowd looking to market, activate, drum up business in the UK, what would it be?
You got to go there. You got to be there. It's, I think in the early years, after the 2019 game, we were trying to do things from afar. You have to be in the market. You have to be in the culture. You have to be around, those fans. And we really have made a concerted effort to do that year round, whether it be with Mini Monsters or Girls Flag or just from a business sense, making sure our team's going over there and creating that network and creating those business alliances that can only help grow over the coming years.
Jen, you get the last word.
Yeah, for me, I think it's about authenticity, not coming over and helicoptering in something that we've done in the States or in other markets, but really making sure that we're listening to the audience there, the fan base there, and really creating something custom that we know will resonate with them and fulfills a need that they're looking for.
Well, we know we're only going to see more and more of these NFL games abroad. It's just a program that is going to grow. I think they're going to add, Roger Goodell's already said they may have up to 18 games at one point abroad. So Maggie, Jen, thank you all for sharing your insights this afternoon.
Thanks for having us.
I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Jen Azara.